she's so fine. Hell of a blows my mind. Hell of a lights my day.
What's good, guys? This story came out about Breonna Taylor this morning. Georgia teacher says she caused her own death. Speaking about Breonna Taylor. A Georgia high school teacher is fending off calls for her firing after she told her students Breonna Taylor caused her own death by hanging out with bad people. Susan McCoy, who teaches forensic science at Pebblebrook High School in Mableton, Georgia, told her students in a Zoom class, quote, "I'm sorry she was killed, but when you hang out with people with guns and shooting, you're likely to get caught in the crossfire," end quote. That's a photo of Breonna Taylor. McCoy, who at one point said, quote, "What's her name? Breonna something," end quote, leveled false allegations against Breonna's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, saying Breonna was, quote, "hanging out with the guy who was wanted on charges, and he fired at them and they fired back," end quote. As most people know by now, Walker was not the guy who was wanted on charges. He and Breonna were simply sleeping when cops broke into their home. Walker says cops never ID'd themselves, and he fired a shot in self-defense, striking a cop, and that's when police returned fire, killing Breonna. That's a picture of this forensic science teacher, Susan McCoy. Now McCoy is doing her mea culpa, saying, quote, "I want to apologize sincerely, publicly, for things I said today in my class that had to do with something that I was very ignorant about. I'm just heartbroken that I said something so rude and disrespectful," end quote. She went on to say, quote, "I should have never talked about something that I didn't understand, and I truly, truly apologize and ask for forgiveness and hope that someday I can have that trust back with my students that I know I lost," end quote. School officials have not said what, if any, punishment McCoy will face. I'm going to play the video that goes with this story first. So I'm going to cut to that video now.
After G is doing that whole thing about Breonna, I'm sorry she was killed, but when you hang out with people with guns that shoot at cops, you're likely to get caught in the crossfire. I'm very sorry.
I'm confused.
Dr. G is on the announcements reading about what's her name, Breonna something, the one that was killed in the gunfire from the cops. She was hanging out with the guy who was wanted on charges. They had that, and he fired at them, and they fired back. If you hang out with people who are criminals and they shoot at a cop, you're likely to get caught in the crossfire. It does not matter what color your skin is, you're likely to get caught in the crossfire. I'm sorry I really, truly, it's sad that she put herself in that position. But she put herself in that position by hanging out with somebody she shouldn't have been with.
That's her boyfriend, which means she can't be right now.
Okay, here's the thing. She was with her boyfriend who was a criminal.
That was her ex-boyfriend. They came to the wrong house.
Yeah, they came out, bro. What?
That was her ex-boyfriend. He didn't live there anymore.
Well, didn't he fire the first shot, though?
No, nobody shot anything. The cops shot first. If he shot, that was self-defense anyways, because that was the wrong house they was at. Come on, forensic science.
Okay. If you got a no-knock warrant, and besides that, I'll tell you right now.
The right guy was already in custody earlier that day.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry she's dead, and he did. They actually have proof that he fired at them first. Now,
all right, let's talk about this.
Let's talk about, you need to be writing a reporter's note.
I'm also going to play her public apology. At this point, there wasn't a separate story in regards to it. Just simply is about the public apology. So I'm going to play that now.
Hello, this is Susan McCoy. I want to apologize sincerely, publicly, for the things I said today in my class that had to do with something that I was very ignorant about. I'm just heartbroken that I said something so rude and disrespectful. And I want my students to know I really, truly, truly apologize and feel just heartsick over the distrust and the hurt that I caused when I made these comments. All I can do is say I'm so sorry. I should never have talked about something that I didn't understand. And I truly, truly apologize and ask for forgiveness and hope that someday I can have that trust back with my students that I know that I lost. Thank you.
I must admit, when I watched the first video of her and her Zoom teaching, my mouth fell open. I couldn't believe the things she was saying to the students. So it really did throw me for a loop. And I'm going to end the video on that note. Thanks for watching, guys. You have a great night.